It's time to level up. It's a new year. We're going to get that Dan Bilzerian riz to where I'm going to give you guys the secret sauce to getting laid. Not just 5 times a month or 10 times. I'm talking 20 plus times every single month, like clockwork, with very little ease. It sounds too good to be true. I know. Just hold tight. Hear me out here. Don't go watch that cat TikTok. I swear to God, if you go watch, I'm gonna come back and you recommend it. I swear to God. But I'm talking about doing this in a really cool way, specifically with sex dolls. Okay, now, not long ago, back in March of 2020, Vice wrote up an article where they went inside Europe's first sex doll brothel. That's right. It is a big booming business. I know some people be like, oh, that's just a European thing when it comes to prostitution. Makes sense. They're doing their thing. No, it's a North American thing as well. In fact, there was a news report done over here in Canada, in Mississauga, Ontario, of a sex doll brothel that got relaunched with a new owner. And here is the video. We'll watch the first 30 seconds.
With mature themes, and some viewers may find the images to be too graphic. I'm in an industrial part of Mississauga, inside a business you may have passed before but didn't know existed. It's controversial, it's futuristic, and some may call it a sex doll brothel.
Why do they pan to this? Why is this the first out of all the sex dolls? They could have got... I'm not a fan. I'm not meaning to use the word huge. I'm a fan. I'm not a fan. Okay.
Brothel.
But why that one?
Jasmine is a very popular doll.
They don't speak or move, and some may find them creepy. To others, these high-tech sex dolls made out of silicone provide a service, and each one has a name.
So this is Anna. Anna's one of our more popular dolls.
Anna's one of the more popular dolls. I wonder why. Oh my God. But yeah, there's Anna, and that's Jasmine. She's a popular doll, which gets into the whole thing of like when people like John and then Bobby is going in the room after, and then after Bobby's done in the room, then you got Derek going in the room. I'm sorry if you're Derek, but and then you got Derek going in the room. After they fornicate and they do their pump and dump and crazy circus acrobatic sex acts with this thing, the sanitization, it really makes you wonder, like, how sanitary is it? It's not like these are individual for specific people and one person gets that one. It's a doll, you know? It's a doll. They can shower it, they can disinfect it, but they're not getting every molecular crusty cum out of there. Clearly they have to have high sanitization standards or else they'd be shut out of business if everyone's getting STDs and rashes on their dick, and it's gonna look bad for business. But even then, the cleaning process, it's not getting every molecular piece of crusty cum out of there. Like, come on, there's no way. It's just that's like the equivalent, or it is like the equivalent of going to a stranger and asking to use their pocket pussy, and you'll pay them for using their pocket pussy. And it's not for me. You want to do OnlyFans, you're doing sex work, as long as you're not hurting or harming anyone and you're doing it safely, I'm all for it. Go make that money. Go get some pleasure. Do your thing. Yeah, the whole reason why I actually wanted to talk about this in the first place is because there's a particular person who's doing it a little bit differently. In fact, there's a guy over in Australia. Get this, he started dating his sex doll after his fiance left him. And then he introduced the sex doll to his mom. And there's a picture of them both, which, I mean, his doll is just so uncanny. It is so, like, when I first read this article and I saw this online, I actually thought, with the pictures and everything, I thought she was either artificially photoshopped in and done, or I thought a graphic designer, like, made her model and created her avatar and put her in there, because she has that look like she's a silicone doll in real life, obviously, but she also has that look where a 3D graphic design model in Blender could have made this and put this there like it's an NFT picture. You see this all the time now with Instagram influencers that are AI, and that's kind of their shtick, is they're different, they're not real, but they have this uncanniness kind of realism to their facial features and body. That's what I thought this was initially at first, but no, that is actually his doll. And reading the article, it gets even crazier. So after a devastating breakup, years without physical intimacy, Rod made a bold move to purchase the $2,000 sex doll named Karina. $2,000. Yeah. Majority of people, when it comes to like public opinion of like sex dolls, they're thinking an inflatable toy that you blow up with your mouth and you play with in like a kiddie pool. That's what they're thinking. It's like an inflatable tube. Because that's what it used to be. No, we've come a long way. Now they're $2,000 and they look like Ozzy Carpenter from rural New South Wales has been left frozen in a state of loneliness in 2021 when he ordered Karina online after searching for sexual stimulation tools. Which, you know what? Good for him. Good for my man Rod. Why? A lot of the times, guys get looked at and frowned upon for trying to find sexually stimulating toys for guys. Well, women are out here, they got the vibrator that's doing all the work. You feel me? So a lot of times guys can get laughed at or mocked because they're doing it. Look, if it's filling a void in their life and they're not hurting anyone doing it, I give an applause. 100%. I give an applause. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. But it's kind of a weird story. It's kind of weird. Introducing it to your mom because you're dating your doll now. Like, you can get a sex doll for pleasurable things, but when you start dating it and looking at it and talking to it and, you know, you're like a ventriloquist on the other side. You're like, hey, how's it going? And you have to move the lips. Hey, I'm doing good today, honey. It's like, okay, at that point, it's what the fuck is going on? Despite having zero knowledge about sex dolls, the 54-year-old said Karina changed his life in many ways and finally gave him something to care for, because apparently his previous fiance didn't do any of those things for him. Damn, she must, if she's seen this story, clearly she has, she probably either feels like shit or is completely thankful that she got out of that relationship. It's either one or the other. The doll became my synthetic physical companion. Slowly, my heart opened up and I was distracted from my grief of losing my ex-fiance that just wouldn't go away by itself. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's taking pictures. Look, Rod, you dirty, dirty dog. God damn. Look at the pictures he's taking. Oh, God. He hiked the shorts up a little too high and it's a little too tight, but damn, that's like Playboy type modeling here. Oh, damn, Rod. You go, Rod. Only 2 months after purchasing Karina, Rod made a big decision to introduce her to his mom, Victoria, for Christmas. Oh, for Christmas. Could you imagine? You're going to Christmas and you haven't seen relatives for like 5 years, or you haven't seen them for a couple years, and you got your cousin Rob or Uncle Rod comes in and he's bringing Karina. He's got a penguin walk her ass in the door, and you're looking at it and you're looking around, and then you have to sit beside Rod's Karina when you're eating your turkey for Christmas. And then he has to like open up her mouth and then help her chew. And it's just like, where does it all go? Like, because you know, in the mouth, that's where you sticking your dick in it. So there's a hole there. And he's 100% feeding it food. 100%. Oh, God. So dirty. Rod's mom basically looked at Karina as if she was poison. The 85-year-old was shocked. But after some encouragement, Rod's mom was picking out jewelry and clothes for Karina. 85 years old. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not just a way to shock your mother. That's almost a way to kill your mom and give her a heart attack. Jesus. Well, thank God she came around. Now she's picking out jewelry and clothes for Karina. Almost seems as if she's looking at the doll and she's like, you know what? I want one of the opposite sex for me. Now, I kind of like this. This is kind of freaky. It's kind of weird, son. I like it, though. Where'd you order it from? What website was it? How fast was the delivery? How big is the schling schlong? Okay. 85, and I'm going to get my freak on, too. Look, I'm all for getting a sex doll to fill the void of loneliness, to fill the void of temptation and getting your pleasure off and doing those things. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a whole nother level and extent that you're going for when you're bringing it out in public, you're shopping with it, going to the mall, the movies, you're saying it's your wife and girlfriend, the thing doesn't talk, and then you're talking for it. It's just, I don't know. My God. Yeah, she's like human-sized Barbie doll, but looks a little real in a extremely artificially generated, uncanny way. You know how AI can create like the uncanniness human face, but there's something off about it? That is the vibe I get. Maybe because you can put your penis in her nose and mouth and all other places, but yeah. Oh God. Crazy as Rod's story is, I did a little bit of background research before looking into this, and there's a lot of him. There's a lot of Rods out there that once they start getting their sex doll and they start using it initially for sexual purposes, they start losing that after a couple months, and then they start getting emotionally attached to it to the point where they no longer want to do those things because they feel like it has feelings, and they start getting it friends and other sex dolls. It's really crazy, like, to see the psychology behind it, because they're like, oh, I feel this sort of attachment towards it now, and I'm emotionally connected to the point where I really do care and love this thing, and I want it to not be lonely now, so I'm going to get it friends. It's really bizarre. It's bizarre, but fascinating. And he's kind of done it right, because he's signed up every single one of, I think he's got 4 sex dolls now. So they all have friends, and they all have OnlyFans. So he's trying to monetize off of this, and I think it's genius. I also checked out his YouTube channel. He does some sex doll news, which is interesting.
Hi, it's Karina and Rod. We'd like to read a letter submitted by Jazzy, a friend of Karina's. Jazzy writes, Hi Karina, my testimony of meeting Zaddy, the General, is a great experience. When I first arrived, he complained about how heavy I was. He struggled with me until he was sweating. I wanted to help.
I don't know whether to be absolutely freaked out at the situation, because he's now identifying her as a living object, but he knows it's not living, but he's like so emotionally invested and connected in her that he feels she has emotions and she's semi-what human. It's that whole symbiosis where they predict in the future that humans are going to be emotionally attached to artificial intelligence. And let's be honest, by 2050, 2070, who knows? You're going to go into your friend's house, and this is going to be a normal thing. Just think, this is where it's at right now. It's kind of uncanny. They don't blink. They don't talk. By 2050, you'll go to your friend's house, have some pizza, and he'll be like, yeah, I got my girlfriend in the kitchen. She's just going to grab us some beers, brings them in, and you'll be like, holy fuck, man. Is that the Karina 3000? She's got the triple boob there. She got like the 2 normal and then 1 in the middle that's super big. It's like a uniboob. Oh my God. I mean, I would have thought she was a real person if she didn't have 4 breastises or 5 boobs. And same goes for the ladies. They'll have the boyfriend, and the boyfriend will have the helicopter schlong. Oh my God. Rod is a good cameraman. Oh my God. He's like Michael Bay directing a TikTok video. Oh, he's got the heads in the background. He's got 4 of them. So you can move their eyes. It looks like you can move every feature of their silicone body. Interesting. Oh God. And they can stand and everything. Very, very cool, very interesting, to say the least. I'm all for it. I support it. I am not against it. People who say it's weird, they're weird. And the story, it's a little bit weird though when you start acting like they're alive and they're conscious. I don't know how fluent the conversations go. It'd be kind of interesting to see how if they do talk. Maybe they too. you know what? I wouldn't doubt it if they actually walk and they do talk when you're sleeping at night. They're the type of things that I would be scared to sleep in a room with, just because, I don't know. I just can't sleep in a room with a doll. It's not for me, but I support it. I get it. It helps with people's loneliness. I'll leave you guys with this review from buyer Siva or Siva, however the fuck you say their name. Soju. Soju is the best thing that has ever happened to my schlong. My schlong is so damn happy right now. I'm not sure if it's because of Soju or because of my girlfriend's reaction to her, but my schlong is just all smiles. So if you learned anything from this video, it's that now you can become the Dan Bilzerian of getting the maximum riz. In fact, you could probably start an Instagram of a harem of all these different sex dolls. Just get like 30 of them, take a bunch of different Instagram pictures, and oh my God, you are now _1 on TikTok. Hey, look, this is a brilliant idea. I might just start it up. I'm just saying. We might have some dolls in the back. Shareem,